Hello everybody, it's Monica with Mystic Maiden Oracle, bringing you a weekly reading. This week is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day everybody. I love love. So this week, this reading is going to be about how you can show yourself more love. That's what Spirit was telling me when I was getting ready. So let's move the candle and get started. And I thank you guys for, bearing with me and watching my videos, even though they're coming out kind of inconsistently right now. Just trying to go with the flow, and some weeks there's just been too much going on to really put energy into a good reading. And so I don't want to put out something for you guys that I'm not fully focused on. So, plus self-care, I have to walk my talk and practice what I preach and what comes in these readings too. So that's just the way it's been right now. So, all right. Heart chakra. Awesome. So the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. So how do you already know what you need. So how can you give it to yourself? What is your heart crying out for? And it doesn't have to be crying like screaming, but there's something. So 'tis the season of love, and the most fulfilling love really is the kind that we give ourselves. It's absolutely nice to share love with somebody else. It's more than nice. It's a beautiful thing. It's a gift. So, like Spirit's always reminding you, the best way to have enough of that gift to give is to make sure you're replenishing your cup and having enough to overflow to share. So I feel Spirit coming into just giving you a bunch of love. So if you're listening to this reading or watching it, take some deep breaths and just sit with what it feels like to know that kind of love, unconditional love, self-love, creator love. Oh, yes. And the last thing I'm hearing too is that you are love. So, okay, let's get more. That's so cool. Just starting with that right there. I feel like the reading's done. What else do we need? Clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So doing a nice cord cutting is good. I like to do that like every night before I go to bed, or like just when I'm laying in bed, taking a couple deep breaths and asking Spirit to cut away any cords, any negative attachments that, may have happened or been formed that day. Things in conversations or even things you hear in passing or stuff you hear on the radio, on the news, on TV, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on. And just getting it out of your head and your energetic space. And, it might not actually leave your head right away, but the effect it has on you will lessen. So, and you don't have to beg and plead for it or do it all the time or be frantic or, nervous about it. Just asking for it, breathing, we're big on breath. That's what keeps the energy moving. So big exhale to release it and just know that it's done. And cutting cords doesn't mean cutting off. It just means the energetic bond isn't there. So a new bond can form, a new cord can be attached, but it's going to be a healthier one. And so I hear Spirit coming in and blessing you with only being able to form positive bonds that are healthy for you. So not positive, we'll say healthy, which I guess is kind of the same. That doesn't mean, everything's going to be fine and good and, everybody you meet is going to be perfect and kumbaya all the time. It just means that you're more careful with where you put your energy now. And so you're more aware of what to look for to make sure that you aren't forming toxic bonds or toxic attachments. No, same thing. Okay. So Archangel Michael's a good angel to work with too, when doing cord cutting. So if you wanted to just call in one angel specifically, Archangel Michael is the one. Counselor, Archangel Asriel. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So, since this was about how you could love yourself more, take your own advice. That's actually what I was saying in the beginning of this, right? So, if other people benefit from your guidance, most likely you will too. So, listen to the things that you tell other people. Listen to what you're telling yourself too, and see if that's actually something that you would tell somebody that you love and care about. Would you, what would you tell somebody else? What would you advise them to do? And then do it for yourself. So starting here, checking in with whatever it is that your heart's asking for. So listening from that kind of a place and counseling yourself, advising yourself, guiding yourself, because ultimately all of that guidance comes from spirit. It's your intuition and all that guidance. So why wouldn't you trust it? So okay, let's get some more. Oh yeah, I'm looking at this a little closer. Can you see that? Oh, nope, not if I do that. Okay. See? It's all coming from above. So you are wise. So take your own advice. Diving for light. So, the attachments that you're forming in the loving bonds, you are seeking higher frequency things. So, and diving for light. So the way it's wording, and like there's ocean type themes in here. So I was trying to get the message on that. I'm not really big into the ocean stuff, and like I love Mermaid and all that, but it's just not something I know about. So I'm not really sure how to interpret that part of this card. But with the feminine energy too being on the heart chakra, that's like double messages about feelings and stuff. And asking your heart, that was what's on top of this one, what this is on top of. I think it's speaking towards the path that you're on, which would make sense about the clearing cords too, or cutting cords, clearing yourself of anybody else's energy, because then it's more clear what path you're on, and then you can take your own advice. I'm kind of caught up in the word diving for light. I'm not really sure what the message is with that, because it just seems so deep, right? So I'm trying to get what the depth message is, especially with the 11. So 11 always comes to me as your intentions and thoughts and stuff. And so if that's the frequency you're on too, where you're aware of your thoughts and what you're putting out there, it's like you've already taken the leap of faith, and that's what's coming for you. So if you just dove in head first and you're like, no, this is what I'm after, this is what my heart wants, then there you go. That's one of the best ways to love yourself, is to follow your heart and dive right into your dreams and just trust, which is hard to do because there's a lot of fear that comes with that. So if you're clearing yourself of your fear and attachments to that, that's amazing. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't really actually understand like what be at cause is, but I do understand that 6 + 2 is 8, and like that's the infinity and releasing karma and all that. And I like the whole like enveloped in light thing, like she is right after diving for light. So anything that you're letting go of, right on top of clear yourself, right? And back to like, I don't know, this whole thing, even the colors, it just is screaming to me about like trust and faith. And that was in the last reading too, about trusting in spirit, having faith in the outcomes, um and this is more like that too. And so I just feel like it's validating it, that's not that much more to channel, as just validating the messages before, and then light and dark right next to each other. So maybe that's been your approach to this too. If you're going through big life changes, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, all of the things at once, maybe that's what you've had to do, is just like dive in head first and be like, F it, like this is what it is right now. This is what we're trying. We've tried a lot of things, so why not this? Um, and it seems that it's working. So being enveloped in light, knowing you can trust yourself, take your own, follow your own advice that you give other people, connecting to nature. Like there's water here, there's earth here. She's like she's sitting on a tree stump, and it looks like she's going like up in a portal, which is pretty cool because, right, we're in February and we've already had 22 and now we're going to come up on, at the end of the month to 22. So big, like big time to receive and to change. And I always say up level, because that's what it feels like. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm not ever going to give my little disclaimer again about up leveling. That's just what we call it. Okay. So we're getting on a different frequency, and it is a higher frequency. And, for a visual, we're climbing the ladder, right? So, so whatever you're letting go of, just relax it, let it go to the light, to the universe, to God, whoever, whatever. And let me know what be it cause means. And I'll look that up after this. After the storm. So maybe there was, a lot going on before this, and that's probably what this whole thing is going on about here. Then is your heart probably needed some healing. So that's what we're gonna do, not just this week, but what you should be doing every day is asking your heart what it wants and needs. Especially if you're working on healing, and then clearing yourself of whatever the wounding or the attachment to the trauma is, and then listening to the heart. So following the guidance of what's being told to you to do. So if it's journal or sleep or take a bath or cry or, confront something or, change, whatever, we'll just leave it at change. You have the, kind of lost my channel there, but you're doing that. You have the ability to listen, the willingness to listen. And so you're doing that. And so this just looks like your journey too here is that you're on a new path and you're fully in it. You're invested. This is the way. But in order to keep going, you got to let go of it, clear yourself of things, trust, up level, go through that transformation and that transportation to whatever this new life, this new frequency is for you, this new vision, your new dream. And then the owl. So after the storm, you're wiser now. It's even the full moon behind it. And then the sacred geometry, I'm not sure if that's Metatron's cube or just different sacred geometry, but either way, it's important. It's noteworthy. But the biggest thing that stands out in that card too, though, is the wise owl on top of the counselor card. So, so whatever that means for you this week, whatever it is that you've overcome, and it doesn't matter what it is. Remember, our pain is not to be compared. it is what it is to us. It's something that we went through, that we had to live through, and however it made us feel is our business. So whatever your storm was, make sure that you're compassionate with yourself and you give yourself what you would give somebody else if, you know, if you were helping somebody that went through what you went through. What is it that you want, or that would make you feel better? And then give it to yourself, or if you're able to, ask for it from somebody else too. I'm sure there are plenty of people that are willing to love on you, and help you heal. And so let's keep that in mind here in this season of love. And with that, that's your reading. So love to you. Happy Valentine's Day. And we'll see you next time. Bye.